Hi, I'm Nancy Green with Film Critique.
How are you, Nancy?
Good, how are you? And my question is basically, it kind of touches upon what you said about Native Americans. That's something that I experienced in school too, being told that Native Americans were all extinct. And, I was a little kid, so I believed that. And in Silo, you have a lot of that like misinformation that's going around. And I wanted to know for you, if we ever face that kind of reality, especially with things that we have now with like AI manipulating videos and things like that, what do you think you would do in that situation as yourself? And how does that compare with your character and with the show overall and how they handle it?
Right. So just so I'm clear, you're saying what would I do if a situation was AI or false and I know it's false or
Well, as we move forward, there's a lot of instances now we're seeing, certain education being left out of schools. They're changing books to say, different things in history, like, oh, slavery was not that bad and people learn skills and all of these kinds of things. So we're seeing already kind of this change in history, and we already know from studies that sometimes it only takes like one or two generations for people to lose their history, to not know anything that came before. So I wanted to know, like, for you, your viewpoints, what would you do, like, if we face that kind of situation that's like in Silo, where it's, this post-apocalyptic world or apocalyptic world, and how does that differ from your character in the show?
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, some of the things that people are saying that, like what they're doing with history is like, I don't know, it's dark, man. It's like to say slavery was to even like to say slavery was okay. It's just like as a human being to think about enslaving someone and the way people were treated, the way our people were treated, and to say that that's okay, and to actually say that and think that is like, man, I think it's just like it's inhumane, and you're not really thinking about life in a way that's like, man, we were created to be human beings and to connect and to love and have respect for one another, and it's just like a lack of, and it's got to be a lack of self-love if you think in that way, that to be able to say any type of persecution on human beings like that is okay. Is that is just like lack of humanity and heart. Um, what I think is I always believe that I'm a conduit for the truth. I'm a carrier of the truth, and I'm a warrior of the truth. So if I was dealing with Silo in this world, I'm gonna go out and speak what I believe to be truth, whether my life is dependent on it, or depending on, meaning I could lose my life. But I was speaking like my life is dependent on it, because I feel like human beings would need to know as much as they can about a truth. And I feel like I would rather, you know, go out living in truth than making something up and my soul not be at peace, you know, when I'm leaving this planet. One of the ways that I feel like truth has been carried in its best way is through art, through music, through storytelling. I learned a lot of my truths that are the truth through hip hop. Like that was like some of the things that I know that are pillars for my life, that have taught me about who I am when I was a young Black man, and as an adult Black man, and a child of God. I learned because of hip hop, and that unapologetic, raw truth that we got from all these women and men who've been a part of this culture. So I would naturally put a lot of the truths in the music, in the art, in the storytelling. And I think, that's one dope thing about Silo in itself, is like it's it's not trying to say It's not trying to spoon feed you and say like, you know, just be like, yo, it's just one of those communications where it's like, hey, look, it's almost like putting a mirror up to you and saying, hey, look, man, don't believe everything you see. Start questioning some of these things and seek out the truth. And when it comes down to it, whose side are you going to be on? And just because this type of worlds existed no matter what, meaning classism and look, in the silo, it's classism over racism, sexism, it's classism over that. You don't even hear nothing about racism or sexism. And I think, what I would say is to survive in the silo, people have to figure out what is true to them and how to maneuver through it. And I think that's what we have to do here, but stand in our truth when we do know what it is and be unified in it and support those who are living in that truth, whether it's dealing with wars that are happening, whether it's dealing with, women's rights, whether it's dealing with the rights of Native Americans. Like, I'm not gonna get on TV or speak on a show or be on, online and just say something that I don't believe in and support something I don't believe in just because it's gonna make me successful. So I think I challenge myself and charge myself to stay in the truth and also spread it and be a warrior for it. And I think, I strive to do it in all the art that I do.